Hello, all my bitches. This is not usually where I film. I usually film upstairs, but I was in the middle of doing dishes, but then this video came to my mind, so I decided that this would be my break. Making a YouTube video. I'm sorry I haven't been able to react to everything LOONA recently. They've had so much shit, like the Sell Love TV stuff and all that shit. Sell Love TV, I watched like the very first part of it and then fell asleep. But I have this big thing against watching a V-Live over again with no subs. Because even though I watch it confused the first time, I usually am like, okay, well I know that right now I can't have subs because it's the first airing of this. But then as I move along, I'm like, if I rewatch it again with no subs, but it's fully uploaded, what's the point? So, I don't fucking know what's wrong with me, but I haven't watched the Sell Love V-Live in full, so maybe that'll be the first thing I watch. Sadly, practically everything else I've watched on my own, just because there hasn't been much time for me to sit down and film to watch them. Usually, it was either like a cover dance that we already saw of LOONA doing it already, which I thought would have been boring if you just watched me watch the same video over and over again. And then, as for like Idol Champ and all that stuff, I already know that people get copyrighted by some of those people already. So it's either been because copyright is a bitch, or it's been because I just haven't had the time in other cases. So I decided to make up for that, orbits. I was going to talk about who I felt owned this era. Now, I know what you're already thinking. Allie, it hasn't even been 6 weeks of promotions. I thought you weren't going to make this video until, the promotions were over. Well, sometimes it just hits you. Whose era is who? Now, the way that LOONA eras work so far, from the way that BBC has presented them to me, is that they have a main girl that they mainly push and focus on during the comeback for one reason or another. And you can tell that they do have that one girl because they'll mainly focus on her in the promotional stuff, give her a lot of shine time, give her way more lines than what she normally had. At least that's what I've learned from BBC. So, but then there's also the other girl who owns the era, which is the girl who wasn't necessarily pushed by BBC, but she just stood out to me and the entire fandom for the most part in this era for one reason or another, and just took over the era too. So there's the girl that's mainly promoted, that everyone's like, yeah, she's getting promoted, yes bitch, slay. And then there's the other two, or one, or three. My max is 3, because in LOONA it's just really hard to pick whose era is whose because they're all so pretty. But, whoever, else on the side just stands out a lot to people and makes people super impressed. That's who else owns the era. Last time I talked about it was with Hi. Hi, Heejin totally was the promotional marketing girl of the era. She totally had a lot of marketing time, a lot of screen time, a lot of lines, a little too many lines. I love Heejin, but a little too many lines. And she just was in the center a lot, and she got a lot of center time. But yeah. And then Yeojin was the girl in Hi who I felt got way more attention in Hi. Even though people don't want to admit it. To be honest, Yeojin got way more lines in Hi than she did in Plus Plus. So I'm going to tell you who owned the era and why. And then I am going to talk about the other girls at the end, just because I feel like when I only talk about who owned the era and why, and people are like, what about my bias or something? And then I'll explain why they didn't hit for me this era in terms of it being their era, you know? Because I love them all. It's just certain people stand out during certain eras because certain vibes fit them better. You know what I mean? So let's get started. Obviously, the main bitch of this era who's being promoted more and more by BBC this time around is godwon. If you try to deny it, there's something wrong with you. Literally, during most of the LOONAverse concert promotional pictures, she was in a majority of them. She was in the Love Forever one. She was like the first LOONAverse concert teaser picture. She was in like the information for it. She was like a poster for it, I think. Overall, godwon just in general for the promotional part of the concert portion got like way more attention than normal. Secondly, her teaser was the first teaser to ever come out of the XX era. And it was like a big, massive video teaser, and they literally went to Iceland just so that she could film this teaser. Now, obviously, they did that with Olivia going to Paris and Eve and Chu going to Hong Kong. But I feel like godwon's was such a like cinematic masterpiece that I was like, what the fuck is what? Like, you know, it was very strange. Thirdly, just the vibe of her this comeback in general. She seems a lot more confident. She, you know, like the outfit I feel like fits godwon really well. Like she's really tiny. She's a tiny bean. But she's a tiny bean with a lot of power, bitch. She's carrying the whole rap industry on her back. We all know it's hard to do that every day. And then, just also, like, this era had her animal. Literally, the song is named after her animal. Like, how could she not? Even though in the MV she didn't get that much screen time, she did get that solo moment with Cherry. And then also, in the choreography, one thing that solidified this being godwon's main era is, bitch, they literally lifted her in the sky. They lifted her in the air. And she was controlling all of them. Like, if that doesn't scream it's your era, I don't know what the heck does. Like, people can try to deny it, but godwon owns this bitch, okay? I also loved how many lines she got in this one because, once again, I feel like whenever it's a girl's era, they have a drastic change in lines. And godwon went from, like, having only, like, about 2 seconds to, like, 6 seconds of lines in the last album for each song to literally she got like 12 seconds like to 15 seconds at one point, and like it was just she got so many other lines in the song. She got so many lines in the song, and it's just kind of like, whoa, bitch, godwon snapped. Her voice sounds really good in the songs too, by the way. I feel like they fit her vocal tone well. Overall, it's mainly godwon's era, especially promotional-wise from BBC. And if the theory is correct, because a lot of orbits have said this, that godwon's teaser image for Plus Plus was the first teaser image to come out of Plus Plus. And it was so weird, because why the heck did she have her image teaser be the first one in Plus Plus? We all thought that they were going to go in order, but that's the opposite of what they did. And then all of a sudden, godwon for the Butterfly era, she's like the center and like a promotional point of it. If that is true, then the LOONA the Ballad album probably will have Godseul more as a center and as a promotional marketing tactic for BBC, because Godseul not only had Let Me In as a ballad, but also her teaser image for Butterfly was the first one that they dropped, you know? So let's hope and pray that Godseul is going to be center, and then if that's the case, then we'll all know who's going to own the next era with promotion-wise and all. But honestly, if Godseul doesn't own LOONA the Ballad, which is the next era, even though her debut solo song was a ballad, we're going to all fight BBC. Just saying. Get your pitchforks ready. Except don't, because I don't hate BBC. Alright? But, anyways, speaking of hustle, even though she might be the center and might own the next era promotion-wise and be pushed a lot more next era, Hustle already owns this era too. Okay, firstly, Hustle got in the top 3 for the overall album distribution, and I'm like, bitch, we love character development! She just, oh my god. Firstly, her short hair. Hustle, I just want to cry. How dare you be so perfect with your goddamn short hair. Her at the Looniverse concept this snap, she was like, yeah, I'm a sexy ma. I'm a thoughtful in the house. Like, I don't know what Hustle is doing to me right now. She's wrecking me so hard. But, you know, she's gotten more vocals. She's gotten actual center time. What the hell? She's gotten to speak in more of the interviews. Just overall, Hustle is in this bitch to win this bitch, okay? I never knew I needed short hair Hustle in my life, and I never knew I needed Hustle in the song until BBC delivered her to me. Oh, and Satellite Hustle is a serve, bitch. Satellite Hustle is an ungodly plane of what the fuck. I want to have you crush me with your thighs. Hustle. Hustle. Jesus Christ, what's wrong with you? Why do you want to murder us? I also feel like Hustle in general from like more fan sites have been giving her more attention, which is what she deserves. But also speaking about Hustle in a more serious manner, we all know what happened with her grandmother, and I honestly just wish her the best. I wish her all the love in the world, and I hope that she's doing okay, because I know it must be stressful to promote with your group a lot while also dealing with the tragic loss of a family member. There was some person who reported that she was going to be missing from group activities, but that turned out not to happen because she's been in the group activities. I hope she just doesn't push herself, and if there's a time where she needs to take a break to mourn with her family, then she should take the break. But I'm guessing that what happened was she didn't want to take the break because of us. Which, Hustle, what the fuck? Don't. But yeah, Hustle's a sweet angel, and I'm glad that she got a lot more attention this era. And she's ranking me so hardcore that she became like my ulti bias wrecker instead of just a normal bias wrecker. Like, bitch, that's how serious it's gotten. So Hustle, we love you. We care about you. We appreciate you, man. However, there's another bitch who owns this era. What? There's 2 bitches? Aside from going, 2 bitches? Like, listen, I can't help myself, okay? Because Olivia! It's like Olivia, when I first watched the MV, it's like I got wrecked by her all over again. Because if you don't know, Olivia wasn't my initial bias in LOONA. It was Kimlet. But then when Olivia debuted, I was wrecked so hardcore that I was like, bias! And then she became my ultimate bias. But it's like I felt that feeling all over again. Firstly, I don't know if y'all remember my reaction, but when I saw her rap, bitch, I kind of died inside. Secondly, center time! Center time, Olivia. BBC. Listen, I know that your job here is to try to kill me with all this LOONA shit, and that's fine. But why the hell did you put Olivia in the center the way that you did? How could you do that to me? How? That one move where they drop to the floor and she's in the center, I'm like, yes! Slay me, queen. Oh my god. She's just on fire, this comeback. And this is why I said that for me, Hi wasn't Olivia's era. Because Olivia to me, even though she was very, cute during the cute concept and did pretty well, I could tell in some parts that she's still a little uncomfortable with it because, as we all know, Olivia is an emo baby wolf. She doesn't really like cute things. But when she has a more dark, mature, sassy concept, oh boy, her inner performer just comes out right out the gate. She just is so, she slayed. And then her lines, she got so many lines this era. Even though she's not even in the top 6, she got so many lines this era. It's ridiculous. I was so happy. And just, oh my god. Her during Satellite 2, like, dude, Olivia, why the hell are you so beautiful? Can you stop having the most gorgeous voice on the planet? I just want to die. As an Olivia Hay stan, I want to die. This bitch is ruining my life. It hurts so much. And I don't know why the hell she does this to me. But also, oh my god, I almost choked. But also, Olivia Hay in Variety. She's become way more wacky and goofy and silly and just sassy, and I love her. Like, I love how open she's becoming with her emotions. She sasses all of her unease and her and Yojin too. And like during the Sea Love TV thing, because I did see her dance to Beyonce, but it was like so cute and she was so soft. Like, how can someone be so soft and so fierce at the same time? It doesn't make any sense. Her duality is insane, and this comeback just proves it's insane. She looks so pretty, and I just love her black hair and blue tips. I love it even more than her normal black hair, and I never thought that would ever happen. I was like, there's no way they can top just normal black haired Olivia. Blue tips, bam, bitch, your life's over. She just looks so good, especially when they put in the blue eye contacts. Like, it may be the most biased statement ever to say that this is her era, as well as Hustle and Gons, but I don't care. Bitch, she's doing so good, and I love her. Anyways, now that I'm done freaking out about my baby Olive, I'm going to tell you people who I felt, I'm going to tell you about all the other girls and why I felt like they didn't really hit the mark during this era. As in making it their own era. Heejin, I feel like Heejin got so much era time last era that she didn't really affect me much this era, you know? You know when that happens? Like, she's obviously a wrecker for me, and like, she wrecked me on King of Masked Singer. But I'm just talking, like, in general, Heejin, I was exhausted from how much you were slaying the last era. That this era, you did things to me, but you didn't do era-owning things to me, you know? Hyunjin, I feel like Hyunjin could have had this as her era, but I feel like because she still didn't really get that much line time or as much dance center time as I thought she was going to get, she kind of just didn't own this era. But Hyunjin still wrecks me every goddamn day. And also, her with that corset, oh, God. Why is Hyunjin so hot? It's ridiculous. I'm tired of her being this way, bitch. Anyways, Yojin, sadly, I feel like got robbed this era. Whereas Hi did a lot for her, and I think did a lot for her fan base too, because she got a significant amount of fans. Not like a super big amount of fans coming to her fandom, but a significant amount of fans started appreciating Yojin and liking Yojin and biasing Yojin. But this era, I feel like she just didn't really get anything. I don't know if it was BBC's, like, she still got lines, and the line distribution on this album is 10 times more fair than Plus Plus. But I feel like, you know, Yojin did get the least amount of lines on the entire album. She does have the least amount of center time. However, she is still an adorable cutie, but I think the main reason why she doesn't own this era that much is because she's still kind of young. Like, you know, like, this is a little bit of a more dark concept, and Yojin's just a cute ray ball of young sunshine in this dark, kind of more serious concept. So, like, I feel like the reason why BBC didn't give her as many lines as we all thought that, well, as many lines as, I don't know, I don't think anybody thought that she was going to get a super big amount of lines, but the reason why she got less than what we expected, I think, is because she's just so young, and this concept was very dark. And since she's got that maknae energy about her still, that like cute, sweet maknae energy, even though, you know, she does really well in the performances and stuff, like, she does amazing. Yeonjun's amazing. I feel like, you know, she wouldn't have been able to take the concept too seriously if she was just on the, in the center all the time. Oh my god, my mouth is full. Vivi. Vivi got a lot more attention in colors. I feel like Vivi got the same basic amount of lines in the XX album as a whole, except for in Colors. Like, Colors is such a shocking song, because I remember hearing the chorus and going like, oh my god, is that Vivi? And I couldn't tell, so I didn't say anything, but when I went back and listened to it and saw the line distributions, I was like, it's Vivi! Vivi! Like, everyone, I freaked out. I'm so happy that Vivi got more lines in Colors. But anyways, aside from that, Vivi, first of all, I'm not a big fan of Vivi's hair this era. I know that there are people that are, but I'm just not a fan of the orangey hair. Like, orange toned hair. Like, not red velvet or anything like that. I like red hair. But I'm not a fan of, like, bright orange hair or, like, orangey brown hair. I'm just not. I don't know why. I guess it's because orange is my least favorite color in general. But also, I don't like Vivi's bangs this era. Like, the bangs in the previous era were cute because they kind of separated it or whatever, but Vivi has something I like to call wall bangs, which cover up your entire fucking forehead. And only certain girls can utilize it and make it work. And Vivi still looks very pretty. It's just there are other hairstyles I prefer on her this era. But other than that, I feel like she, you know, got more lines on Colors, and she, you know, she did really good this album. I think she's done great. I think that she's a great performer. Yeah. Kim Lip. We all know how I feel about Miss Kimberly Lippington's hair, and if you don't, I know that there are people who say, oh, it looks better on the stages. I'm like, no. No, it really doesn't, okay? Like, you can still see where her short hair stops and where it's, like, where her short hair ends and then where the extensions begin. Like, you can totally see the transition. The blonde on one side and the red on the other side just looks really fucking weird to me. And overall, I just think that they fucked with her hair this era. They fucked with her hair. And no offense, but I'm a little bit more of a blonde Kim Lip than a ash brown Kim Lip. But you can disagree. But the main part that I hate about it is the one side blonde, one side red. Who thought of that? Who thought that that was a good idea? But Kimberly Lippington got a good bit more attention. She almost got as many lines as Heejin on this album overall, which is a pretty big thing. She has some of my favorite lines in the other songs. Like in Satellite, she's got the da 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 da. Like, I love that line. And I think dancing-wise, she's doing good. But I also noticed that Kim Lip didn't get as much center time as we all thought that she would have gotten. I don't know. I just feel like she could have shined more this comeback, but I don't know. It just didn't hit me. Maybe it's the hair. And I know that hair shouldn't matter that much, but when you fuck with my girl's hair that much, like, because Kim Lip is one of my ultimate bias wreckers too with Hyunjin and Hustle, is like, how the fuck could you fuck with her hair like that? And don't tell me there's an excuse, because Olivia's hair looks fucking gorgeous, and it has, like, colored ends. Why is Kim Lip's look so weird? I don't understand. Jinsoul looks like Jinsoul. I mean, Jinsoul is beautiful, okay? I love her blonde hair. To be honest, when they take it away, I don't know how I'm going to feel about it because it's iconic. But, you know, Jinsoul with her blonde hair, she's very pretty. I like a lot of the lines that she got, but she didn't really stand out to me much this era. It doesn't really seem like a concept where Jinsoul would stand out. I feel like Jinsoul would stand out more in, like, a badass concept, a sexy concept, or a, which LOONA shouldn't have a sexy concept right now because there's minors in the group. But, and then, or like a happy, bright concept. I feel like that's when Godseul stands out a lot. I feel like these serious concepts, once again, she's doing really well in them, but I feel like they're not the ones that are going to make her stand out. So, that's just me. I love her though. Love Godseul. Love you, boo. Cherry. Now, Cherry was close to being one of the ones that I was going to actually include along with Godseul and Olivia for this era, because she did get a lot more lines, and her purple hair is very gorgeous. However, once again, it's kind of the same thing as Godseul. I feel like a brighter concept suits Cherry more than this super serious concept. I feel like she does really well in it, obviously. She still has duality and shit, but I feel like I prefer her in a brighter concept than in a dark concept. And that's what's mainly holding me back, is that. Alright. But she's like real close to getting up there, okay? She's like second. Underneath all the people in the era, she's like second. She's a bias writer for this era, for sure. Eve. Evu. She was another person that I was considering putting up here. Because Eve, first of all, bitch, Eve, you're performing with a broken fucking nose. Oh my god, what a strong bitch. We stand. And she's got that fucking corset and she looks so good. And her voice on this album sounds even more heavenly than any of the other vocals I've heard from her in previous songs. Like, her vocals have always sounded nice. But this album, they sounded real nice. Eve suits the R&B style a lot more than what I thought initially. But, once again, Eve does fit these more serious, mature concepts. But I feel like not really much changed about her in terms of, you know, I'm used to seeing Eve slay my ass this way. Like, I don't know. I don't know. It would just hit me if it was her era, you know? But I do appreciate her black long hair. Best hair on her so far. My god. She looks like a queen. Chew! Chew-boo-boo. Love Chew in a dark concept, and I love that she's being a powerful girl. In Idol League, she talked about how she was sweet but still strong, and I'm like, yes, bitch. Show those annoying Chew soft stands, not all soft stands, but like a lot of Chew soft stands, y'all treat her like a baby and can't handle the fact of her being on a military show or something. Like, stop. She's a grown-ass woman. Let her do what the fuck she wants. But her vocals were obviously amazing. I like her hair this era a lot. It's not my favorite. I still like the red velvet hair on her the most, but like, it's real good. But I think that one of the things, once again, why she doesn't stand out to me much as this being her era is because I do prefer her in a brighter concept still. She slayed though. Corset queen. We love the fact that she's wearing a fucking corset, BBC. Thank you. And yeah, that's basically it. I'm glad I had time to talk about the other members, because if I didn't, I was gonna just end the video there, but now I can end the video knowing that I talked about everybody. I hope you enjoyed, and if you disagree with me on who owns this era, it's a subjective thing. Comment down below who owned the era for you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!